Hey everyone, it's Sarah here, and new week brings a new training. Today we're going to be talking about your gifts, your offers, your services, and how to feel confident about every single thing that you do and how you do it. Not just to the point of selling, but to deliver results, to feel congruent about the work that you do, to be able to see your clients onto the next level, and to be able to live a life of integrity. When you turn around and you're like, yep, this is what I bring to the table, this is the value that I create, this is the value that I add to my community, to my people, and I'm able to sleep at night. I know because you are in this group that you are not somebody who just, slaps a zero on your product or service and goes out and only looks for your own bottom line. You are somebody who really truly feels your client's pain, who celebrates their victories, who really truly cares about them on a level of them being a human being. You see them as a human being first and not just a credit card holder. So this in itself is a tremendous gift and advantage that you already have, and I want you to acknowledge it and celebrate it. Now, with that being said, there also is that darker, shadier side to being such generous and empathetic and authentic person. Sometimes it feels icky and uncomfortable to put our offers together, to put them out there in the world, thinking that we are just tricking people, right? As opposed to seeing it as a service, seeing that as a lifeline to somebody when they're in so much pain and discomfort and they just want to get out. If you have been in business for a long time or just getting started, I want to share with you first, before we get into the steps of building up the confidence, I want to share with you a very common cycle that tends to happen. And why am I seeing so many entrepreneurs, maybe coaches, consultants, experts, mentors, leaders, right? It doesn't really matter when you are somebody who has gifts and shares them. I see the cycle when at first, your first business, the first version of your business, everything goes smoothly. You dive in, you put the blinders on, you roll up the sleeves, you get to work, you get results. The next cycle, usually the next kind of level that comes up, is the level when you start now thinking about going around your business smarter. You start looking for influencers, you start looking for outside resources, you start learning from others, tightening everything up, right? Tying up those loose ends, filling up those cracks, fixing those gaps, eliminating those discrepancies. It is a very fine line between still doing you in your way versus now taking on somebody else's voice and expectations, especially when we are working with our mentors so closely that sometimes we tend to take on their own way of doing things or their own voice when it comes to marketing, for example, or positioning or life philosophies. So I would like to encourage you to first and foremost be really clear that the way you still do things in your business, first and foremost, they feel good. They feel good. Distinguish between the fear and the feel good. Because fear is always going to be there, and there's a lot of tools for you to deal with that fear and resistance. But essentially, when you tap into your heart, when you tap into your heart and soul already know. They already know what feels right. They already know what you're meant to do and how you're meant to do it. So it just comes down for you to stop resisting it and follow that calling, follow that nudge. And here is where that confidence piece starts to come into place. See, a lot of times it is very convenient to stop ourselves from taking those divine downloads, putting them into the action, because we're so overwhelmed with everything else that needs to happen in order to turn them into reality, to turn them into a program, to sell them, right? To deliver on them. So here's what some of the questions are that typically come up. I wanted to be able to answer them for you so that you can move on with confidence and ease and grace and in a way that is really congruent with how you operate. First thing you need to have is confidence and trust and feeling of self-worth. It starts with you, because if there's any piece of doubt in your own worth, people are going to feel that. You will be met with resistance, you'll be met with questioning. People are going to be asking for reference. People are going to be asking for um, different client case studies. They're going to be asking for testimonials. They'll be doubting, right? If you show up very confident, you are now presenting yourself. You're walking into the space. You're taking up the space. You're radiating a whole different energy when you have confidence in yourself. When you have confidence in your gifts, you are not overwhelmed and obsessing about, can you really do it? You know you can do it. You know that what you promise you can deliver. You know it as the back of your hand because it is your gift. No one else can do it in the same way as you. And this is extremely, extremely important, because now when you go back and you start packaging up the offer, creating this container, creating a platform through which you can share your gifts now and impact people and exchange this amazing value with them. Now we're talking about your offers. And here is the step when I said earlier, when you are working with mentors and you start taking on things that other people are doing, it takes quite some courage for you to say, you know what, that doesn't resonate with me. I'm going to tap into what feels right. And you create a structure and framework around what feels right. And how does that translate into a very practical life? Well, let's say you want to run a mastermind. How does the mastermind even feel? What do you want to feel when you show up? What do you want your audience, the attendees, feel when they show up? What do you want them to experience? How do you want to show up for them? Do you feel the need to have weekly calls? Do you feel called to host conversations that are deeper than just the surface? Do you feel that the environment, when they actually come home into your space, pick up their shoes, pour some glass of wine, and have deeper conversations? Or do you feel the need to host VIP retreats at a high-level hotel with floor-to-ceiling windows, marble floors, and stuff like that? Literally lots of words because they're two extremes, but you have to find what feels right for you, and you have to trust that there's no better or worse, or the wrong way or the right way, because now you're leading from your heart. And when you have figured out what is that you do and how you offer it and how you deliver it, now you are going to get clear on who this is for as well. And sometimes you start to be, who is this for anyway? What is their pain? What is the discomfort they're experiencing? What is the vision they're leaping towards and they need and want and desire to have the support? And just as clear as you are of who this is for. And on a side note, I'm not necessarily talking about client avatar in terms of what kind of earrings they wear, what kind of features they prefer. Are they in New York or Iowa? It's more of a personality type. What kind of person they are, what kind of energy do they have, what are their challenges, what are their dreams, what keeps them up at night. So that you can address and talk to them on a very basic human level and energetic level connection. But just as clear as who this is for, you also have to be clear of who this is not for. Because, when I went back to, when I talked about your self-worth and believing in yourself that you can deliver results, when you deliver and when you work with people who match your desired ideal audience, when you know them as if they were a reflection of you, when you know the way the process is playing through the back of your hand, you are going to deliver results. When you take on somebody who is not a good match, who does not show up, who is not as committed to getting to the end result as you are going to have hard time. And don't allow those people, don't allow those clients to wear you down. Don't allow your self-worth be perceived by the times when you were not able to get into a particular result. Okay? But again, it is on you to draw the line and say, this is what I'm looking for. and this is not who I'm looking for. Okay? And the next level, the next component of creating this and building up this confidence is your excitement. Are you excited about the opportunity to serve people? Are you excited about sharing your gifts? Are you excited about tapping into your own knowledge and experience? Or are you afraid of it? Are you shying away and feeling like imposter and looking for the evidence of, why you're not the right person? Why is it not at the right time? Why are you not ready? Because if that's what you're looking for, you're going to find it. But that is not going to build up the confidence that you need in order to really, truly, fully show up in your zone of genius. Again, it is your choice. You choose what evidence is that you're looking for. The next layer is now seeing the big picture. And again, it's not in a very particular order how you get started and what is the step one and what is the step five, but you will feel into it. But the layer, the component that also needs to be put in place, the piece of the mosaic that also creates this whole big picture is your understanding of what is the value, what are the benefits that you are creating for your clients, and not just for clients personally, but how does now that affect their families? How does that affect their own clients? How does that affect their own communities? Right? It's like a ripple effect. It's like throwing a stone in the water and seeing all those waves go out. And that is exactly what you do. You are this grain, you are that stone, and now you're creating the waves, right? And this is the value that you really need to be aware of and understand very, very well so that you can see the big picture. And now you can show up in a very, very different energy than when you are doubting and only thinking about the short term and the first degree connection, right? And then the last layer is what's next. Because let's face it, when you lead your clients through this journey, through this experience of working with you and getting them from point A to point B, chances are there's going to be their desire to go from B to C now, from C to D, from D to E, and so on and so forth. So you can show up much differently when you have this framework or an idea. It doesn't necessarily have to be all hardwired on the paper, figured out already. But when you have this container that you know that there's the contingency that you can bring them into the next level and you can discuss it and co-create them when the time comes. The reason why I wanted to share all that with you is I see so many brilliant, highly intelligent experts, entrepreneurs, business owners who are spinning their wheels, trying to figure things out on the paper, trying to work everything out on the paper, trying to write it all out on the paper, and then going into creating this complete funnel, creating this complete program, everything from the graphics to the sales page, like the whole 9 yards. But then they freeze when it's time to present it. It's a crunch time when it's time to really put it out, and it's a total flop because they lack the confidence, they lack the excitement, they are not quite clear on what is it they're even doing for many reasons. And one of the reasons could be because they just don't interact with the outside world. They don't get people excited about it. They don't get people educated about it because there is a grain of confidence that they are missing. And they just go, well, if I build it, maybe then they will show up and they will come. But I am afraid of putting myself out there first and having conversations, having discussions without even having it all figured out. And just going with the flow and co-creating as you go. So let me know if this resonates. Let me know what you need for your next steps. And also share with me what are things that you're struggling with and what would be very, very helpful for you to be trained on or have additional resources on so that I can actually share more of that here in this group for you. Thank you for being here, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.